You did everything right. You told yourself, this month, I'm going to be responsible. So you opened a savings account. You started moving money in, $50 here, $150 there, maybe even $200 on a good month. And honestly, it felt great. You felt like an adult, like you finally had your life together. But then, one quiet Sunday morning, you're sipping coffee, you open your banking app, and you do the math. You've got $10,000 sitting there, and after a full year of discipline, of saying no to dinners out and random Amazon purchases, your bank paid you $48. Meanwhile, your coworker is casually mentioning index funds at lunch. Your Instagram feed is full of people talking about compound growth and financial freedom. And suddenly, a very uncomfortable question creeps into your mind. Wait, am I playing the wrong game entirely? Here's the honest answer: yes and no. Saving is not wrong, but saving alone is like filling up your car with gas and then never driving anywhere. The fuel is ready, but nothing moves. So today, I'm going to walk you through the exact transition from being a saver to becoming an investor. Step by step, without the jargon, without the overwhelm, and without putting a single dollar of your financial security at risk. Let me start with something that might make you slightly uncomfortable. Saving money will almost never make you wealthy on its own. Now, before you close the video, hear me out. Because I'm not saying saving is bad. Saving is absolutely essential. But saving and investing are two completely different tools, and most people use only one of them their entire lives. Think of it this way: saving is a shield, investing is a sword. A shield protects what you have. A sword builds something new. You need both. But if you only ever carry the shield, you never advance. Let's look at the actual numbers, because numbers tell the truth better than I can. You've got $10,000. You put it in a savings account, earning about 1% a year. After 12 months, you have $10,100. Fine, safe, comfortable. Now imagine that same $10,000 invested in a broad stock market index fund. Historically, the U.S. stock market has delivered roughly 10% average annual returns over long periods. After 1 year, $11,000. That's a $900 difference. Okay, that's not life-changing. You're right. 1 year isn't the point. Now let's zoom out. Over 20 years, savings at 1%, roughly $12,200. Investing at 10%, roughly $67,000. Same starting money, same person. Completely different outcome, just because of where that money was sitting. That gap, that's not luck. That's not some secret Wall Street trick. That's just compounding, the single most powerful force in personal finance. So, if investing is so clearly more powerful, why don't more people do it? It comes down to one word: comfort. Investments are different. They move, sometimes beautifully upward, sometimes stomach-droppingly downward. And your brain, specifically the part designed to protect you from danger, treats that fluctuation the same way it treats a threat. It screams, "Get out! Move the money back!" This is why intelligent, educated people make terrible financial decisions. It's not an IQ problem, it's a psychology problem. The good news? Once you understand why the transition feels scary, you can design a system that removes the fear from the equation entirely. The step-by-step path. Let me walk you through the 5-step roadmap. Simple, practical, no finance degree required. Step 1. Build your financial cushion. First, before a single dollar goes into any investment account, you need 3 to 6 months of your monthly living expenses sitting in cash, not invested, not touched, just there. Why? Because the number one reason people panic sell their investments and lock in losses is that life happened and they needed the money. A car broke down, a medical bill arrived, they lost their job. Your emergency fund is what gives your investments permission to ride out the tough times. It keeps your hands off the wheel when your instinct says, sell everything. Step 2. Create 2 mental buckets. This sounds simple, but it genuinely changes how you feel about your money. Bucket 1. Safety money. This doesn't move. It doesn't grow dramatically. It just protects you. Bucket 2. Growth money. This is allowed to fluctuate because its entire job is to grow over a 5, 10, 20-year horizon. The moment you stop thinking of all your money as one thing, the anxiety of watching markets move drops dramatically. Step 3. Start smaller than you think you should. I hear this all the time. I'll start investing when I have enough to make it worth it. That day rarely comes, and it doesn't need to. Most platforms today let you start with $50. The amount matters far less than the habit. You're not trying to get rich in month 1. You're training your brain to think like an investor, to see a market dip and stay calm rather than spiral, real quick. If you're getting value from this, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who are sitting on savings and wondering why nothing is changing. Subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. Tell me, are you currently in the saving stage, or have you already started investing? I read every single comment. Now, let's keep going. Step 4. Keep it boring. Seriously, here's where beginners go wrong. They start watching YouTube, they get excited, and suddenly they're day trading penny stocks or dumping money into some crypto token they heard about in a Discord group. The boring strategy almost always wins: index funds. A single index fund can give you exposure to hundreds of companies at once. When one company struggles, another carries the weight. You're not betting on one horse, you're betting on the entire race. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in human history, has said publicly, repeatedly, that for most people, a low-cost index fund is the smartest investment they'll ever make. That's not marketing. That's someone who has spent 70 years studying this, telling you the honest truth. Step 5. Stay consistent, especially when it feels wrong. Say you invest $300 every single month. Markets average 8% annually. After 25 years, you have roughly $285,000. But here's the part that blows people's minds. You only personally contributed $90,000 of that. The other $195,000 was generated by the growth on your growth on your growth. That's compounding. And it only works if you stay in the game long enough for it to do its thing. When markets drop, and they will, your $300 that month buys more shares at lower prices. You're not losing. You're shopping during a sale. The people who understand this actually look forward to downturns. It's called dollar cost averaging, and it's one of the most powerful wealth-building tools available to everyday investors. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Saving money is the foundation. It gives you stability. It gives you options. It gives you the ability to sleep at night without financial anxiety. Never stop saving. But investing? That's what turns a foundation into a building. That's what turns discipline into freedom. That's the difference between having enough and having choices. The path isn't complicated. Build your cushion, create your 2 buckets, start small and stay consistent. Keep it simple. And above all, give time the chance to do what only time can do. The best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. If this video helped you think differently about your money, hit that like button. It takes 1 second, and it means everything for this channel. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and drop a comment below and tell me, saving stage or investing stage? Where are you right now? I'll see you in the next video.